pressing the subscribe button down below, as well as the bell notification right next to it. Thank you.
All right, it is time for some daily quest where we give you our top picks and stories that we thought we saw the past week and try to guide you along in these things. And if I can just find my stupid
what, Dad?
Oh, no, where notes go?
You wrote them.
I know. Okay, try this again, right?
I appreciate your efforts, though.
Time for our Trinity daily quest, where all your quests begin. Who better to do that than us, your Trinity game masters? Okay. Final Fantasy XIV changes the sage icon as it triggers trypophobia. A phobia that apparently is a fear or disgust of closely packed holes. Never heard of it. I'm like, what the heck? Very small minority, but oh wow. They changed it. They listened. Another reason why Final Fantasy XIV has always been given credit for being devs who listen. Ship of Heroes, one of those possible City of Heroes successors, if they ever do launch, is having a beta test on August 7th to 29th for donors, and August 14th to 29th for non-donors. So there's your chance to see if this game will be a City of Heroes successor. Crowfall, that game that just got released, okay, has already an update called The Shadow. And also, they are doing a recruiting campaign to pull in new players, which was one of the concerns people had. Like, why are the devs talking about this? Where's all the advertising? Their PR sucks because we're all the players. But hey, now they're doing it. A game that is a nostalgia-based it's not nostalgia, browser-based MMORPG from Rose Tinted called Genfanide. It takes you back to the early 2000s. Is it wrong? Is it wrong?
No, I had a hard time pronouncing that game too.
Genfanide. Genfanide. It's either Genfanide or it's Genfanide. Okay, whatever.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, apparently you're going to see it on the Coffee RPGs YouTube video, so go check it out there, okay? New World Beta is closing several hours from now, okay? And it's all over for time being, okay? I like what Jaziel said earlier on his stream was the fact that, I wanted to play New World, but I realized one more quest? Why? One more crafting? Why? Why more? Got a good point. I did log on earlier today to see if it was actually on there. So I wanted to get that last boss down I was killing, right? But you're right. I'll probably play a little bit before I go to bed, but who knows, right? But launch is coming August 31st. When the actual time comes out, we'll let you know because we don't know yet. I know we're the experts, but the experts aren't always expert at everything that you're expecting to be expert about.
Defeats the purpose of being an expert, then.
If an expert tells you they know everything, then right away, because no expert is an expert in everything.
Touché. Sorry, go ahead.
Fine. Jaziel, what about you? What daily quest do you have for us that we can be adventuring through?
Well, first, I don't remember what it was, and I honestly, I think it was me that brought it up, but it might have been Solomon. Titan Reach is a kind of under the radar MMO that's going to be coming out at some time in the next 10 years. But right now it's currently gone free to play in early access pre-alpha.
Oh, yes.
Mouthful there, but
early access pre-alpha?
Yes, that's pretty much what it is. I don't know. Don't shoot the messenger. And that's began on August 1st. So yesterday, as of the time of this recording, until closed beta begins on October 1st of 2021, where the alpha will begin. And you ask, well, what do I do then? I just stop playing and start playing something else? Pretty much, unless you can figure this part out, because I was just on there trying to figure out how to make this work, and I couldn't get it figured out, so I'll look into it some more later. But there are 3 packages available for purchase into the alpha. So there's supposed to be a bronze, silver, and gold. I went to their website, I looked it up, and to buy those, you have to have their own form of currency, so you have to buy those coins to buy other stuff in their shop. I don't know. It's weird. I couldn't figure out how to make it work. I did try to get on the game earlier today, but apparently I had a got an itch there. I have a old client, so I had to delete that and reinstall it. But I mean, it does look cool. And I will let you guys know next week what I thought of it if I can get onto it. So stay tuned for that. City of Titans released a new build that includes polished avatar builder, or a polished avatar builder. It does look better from
Just
what
give me the release date.
Huh? It's also got a new user interface that they've been working on, new little buttons. All the little buttons, they've redone them, made them HD and stuff because, you know, they've been working on this game forever. So they're already having to do little things like that, cosmetic things. They did a lot of graphical improvements, and there's character flight now as well as hovering. You press F to hover, and there are different speeds of flight that you can attain. So, I mean, it's moving forward. It's a snail's pace, but we'll see. I still think Ship of Heroes is probably going to come out years before City of Titans, but whichever one comes out first, I'm going to grab it up because I definitely miss City of Heroes. It's been too long since I've been able to make a character and do that kind of thing. So the next thing, now this is a big one. I talked to the guys because I was like, I don't even know if I want to include this in my notes this week because it's a doozy, and it probably I'm not going to be able to do it justice right now because this is like something that should be given a full topical discussion of at least 30 minutes to an hour. But we're going to just give you the basics here, and you can look it up later for yourself, see what you think about it. But Jeff Strain, who was a former employee of Blizzard, he also helped co-found ArenaNet, and currently is founder of Undead Lab Studios. He is joining a bunch of people, although I really think he's the one that led the charge with this. He wrote a rather long letter that he posted publicly, encouraging all game studios, but especially Activision Blizzard, to union up. He is encouraging them, saying, hey, this is probably the best thing that you workers can do at this point is get a union to represent you. So when any of these things that are supposedly going on, again, they haven't seen their day in court. I give everyone a day in court. Let them go testify and and give their evidence on both sides. Let's see what comes out after in the wash, so to speak, or wash if you're up there in Washington. I have a pretty sneaking suspicion that what we're hearing, all these horror stories, there's truth to them. Like I said, I have friends that work in the industry and a few that actually work for Activision Blizzard who have given stories that make me kind of happy that I didn't go that direction in my career, because there was a time back in the 1990s that I was wanting to get into the gaming industry, and I'm kind of glad that I sat over here on this side of the screen at this point. But that, again, that's a huge topic that maybe we can discuss next week or some other time. But if you want to go look that up, it's all over the place, especially people are discussing it on Twitter, I noticed, in Reddit. And I don't know, as far as my opinion, which side that I fall on. I have been in unions. I was in the grocers union back in the early 90s. I was in the nursing union for about 20 years, if you count both those jobs that I was involved in. And I had good experiences and bad experiences with both of them. And it takes more than 5 minutes. So I'm just going to lay it there. And if we discuss it later, then cool. If not, maybe I'll do it on my live stream at some point. But yeah, that's all I got for this week.
that Jeff Strain, his Undead Labs, which makes State of Decay 2, is not unionized right now. And he apparently has welcomed his employees to unionize. He's offering his full endorsement. So, if you can live, he better live with his money where his mouth lives. So we'll see what happens there.
Right.
All right. Solomon, it's your turn to give us your daily quest and lead us to great adventures.
I think we should unionize this podcast for one. I'm so sick and tired. I'm just kidding.
All right, the show's over. You're all fired. We're getting out of here.
Yeah.
We're done with this.
Hey, I paid my dues. Anyways.
No, remember, Solomon, we're in California. We can be fired for any reason.
That's true.
We signed an arbitration agreement.
Hey, somebody put hee-haw in my notes. What the... Anyways, not really MMO, but
that was a great show.
It used to be an MMO from what I could tell, but it's not anymore. But Crimson Desert's been delayed indefinitely or until further notice, which is kind of sad. But yeah, it still has online capabilities and features. We just don't know what those online capabilities or features are. I'm expecting it to play very similarly to maybe Destiny 2, maybe even Genshin Impact, or somewhere in between, where you could have co-op abilities and whatnot. But anyways, it's been delayed, so that's enough about that. So one of the most interesting things that I covered, I just released the video literally 15-20 minutes ago. I really wanted to make this like the main focus of my video that I just released, but I didn't because I don't know. Like it's really interesting to me, but I don't. Anyways, so I basically didn't have this as my main point for the video because I didn't think it garnered that much attraction. Anyway, sorry, I'm blabbing. Gamescon 2021, they're actually making an MMO, a playable MMO, where you actually play in a convention and you could actually discover 120 indie games to find, which I thought was really cool. So instead of like Gamescom just doing a standard, just, hey, show up to the stream and watch us stream a bunch of things and just tell us what you think, you could actually open
this year, right? So this is coming out in this month, August, right?
Yep, 2021. Yep, Gamescon, and you hop in. And you're in a virtual world. The graphics aren't going to be all that great, mind you, because this is a browser MMO at the end of the day. But it does allow you to kind of wander around, and there's even quests that you could do. There's even adventures that you could do, and you could find other people within the game. And just do MMO things. But it's a gaming convention, and I think that is just a wonderful idea. I think it's brilliant. Whoever came up with that and implemented it and executed it, that person deserves a raise, whoever that person is. But anyways, definitely worth streaming in my opinion. Might even have to stream it with you guys if you want to plan something together and whatever, you know. So there's that. Elion is finally releasing on September 29th here on the West. I went ahead and pre-ordered it. Looking forward to it, kind of not looking forward to it. I'm really hoping that they retained some of that steampunk look and feel to it like the original version had, but this is Bluehole Studios that we're talking about, and unfortunately, in my opinion, they made it more feel like Terra Online more than anything else, unfortunately, but I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see about that. Definitely we'll be playing that game, and you guys are more than welcome to join me as that game comes out. Guild Wars 2 is on the move. They're trying to recruit more WoW refugees, and so Guild Wars 2 flashpoints are free at the moment. Trying to lure some of those World of Warcraft refugees, like I said earlier. Smart move. I wish more MMOs did that, but that's because I would just want more free stuff for what it's worth. Bless Unleashed is also coming out, and they released their founders pack, although I did forget when they're coming out. I believe it's next month as well, very close to the, or very similar to the release date for Elion Online. Again, this is for the PC. It already came out for the consoles. Again, I know Bless Unleashed is one of those MMOs that people absolutely just hate talking about. Or just Bless Online rather. But can they salvage it? I mean, if Final Fantasy could pull it off, why not Bless, right? But we'll see. Valheim, again, not really an MMO, but I'm sticking it in there anyways. They've released some information about the Hearth and Home update. And this time around, you could actually build metal grates and cages and chests and just a bunch of things to display your gold and wealth, basically. So you got a lot of gold, then you could actually show it off.
What's the release date?
There is no release date. They said this quarter, sometime this quarter. So a month or two from now, we'll see. But there's no specific release date, unfortunately. And we got Star Wars: The Old Republic, and they are releasing a huge DLC later this year in December called The Legacy of the Sith. And one of the big features is that they're going to actually allow you as their character to play or use weapons from different classes. Tech will stay with tech, and Force users will stay with Force users. So no, you cannot play a Jedi with a sniper rifle. Although if you want to play a commando with a sniper rifle, you're more than welcome to do so. But at the same time, if you want to play a guardian, which is stereotypically or always has been a single lightsaber class, you could actually use a double bladed lightsaber like Darth Maul did in episode 1, which is really cool. Looking forward to that. And a bunch of moves and hee-haws, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't know why Solomon decided to add a bunch of moves. And hee-haws to his notes there.
I didn't add that
I was like,
hee-haw.
the hee-haw I had to add because he had moo ooh 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 moo ooh 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 moo ooh 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 moo. So I had to add hee-haw. Even though I wasn't thinking of the show, okay, I was thinking more of the hee-haw from It's a Wonderful Life when, never mind, okay.
Taking a screenshot of that, and I'm gonna put in there for my YouTube video.
I thought about
Thinking,
Yeehaw, the comedy show.
I know. Hee-haw with Buck.
Yep.
Anyways,
Owens.
I'm taking a quick break. Hey, man, I had a problem with my Kenton scene. It was blank, so no one could see me. So I need to put my camera on so it works. So when I do show my face, it works again. All right, because I did the whole thing about the release date with my face and it didn't appear. All right, now we're going to do our Mentoring Quest. I was trying to Solomon to make sure he doesn't speak at all during the transition, which I started realizing will actually get him to maybe do something.
I was gonna pretend sneeze, but I really just wanted to laugh.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Sounds right.
It is time for our main story quest where we give you our MMO opinions, okay? So I had to add this because what happened I was looking at the video of last week, okay? And I realized Solomon had said something very, very brilliant, which happens once in a quarter. But that's what, sometimes,
Once in a quarter? You don't have very confidence in me, Dad. I see how it is.
So we were talking last week about the fact of New World, and we had the whole thing about the East versus West servers. And of course, you saw my stream. You heard me talk about the fact that I figured that West Coast people are more adaptable, a little more willing to try different things, a little more compromising, while East Coast were like, we rule the world, that's it, okay? But he made a good point about the fact that with the fact our server is obsolete. So we're going to discuss it in a little more detail. Elder Scrolls Online is a serverless world. I mean, basically, you just jump in and you play. You basically you can port to your friends and your guildies, right? And you can find and they're there, and so there's that, right? And so we've also played as long as we have, like World of Warcraft, tons of servers, and there's the servers do range themselves about being what is better ping. You're out there because after all, they're trying to give you the best content. So if you're on the East Coast, go to an East Coast server. If you're on a West Coast server, if you're in the middle, go to a Central server. If you're Oceania, clearly you go to Oceania. But then again, a lot of the Australians do like coming to the North American servers because, hey, we're here, okay? They love us, But New World was interesting because it's much more, well, a lot of games have PvP, but this one is more PvP. I mean, this is definitely a ping could be the difference between you living and dying in this thing. And it opens up the idea if New World should gone serverless and why they haven't. Why are we doing this? I mean, I'm not a technical expert. I know that especially with Amazon Game Studios running New World, who has tons of server farms all across the world, why didn't they just go ahead and have a serverless like Elder Scrolls Online? So I'm going to toss it out to Solomon at first because he had the idea last week. because he had very good points about he was expressing at the time. I want to elaborate on that today. All right, are servers obsolete?
I think the MMO industry or genre or whatever needs to catch up with the rest of the genres, if you will. Now, I get that different genres require different, they have different needs. But like, look at a game like Fortnite, for example. You could actually hop on the European server, North American server, Oceanic server, and yeah, you're going to suffer the consequences because of that, because your ping is probably going to be way high depending on what server you hop onto. But at the end of the day, you get to play with your friends, and sometimes that's more important than having a low ping, right? And that's what I really appreciate about games like Fortnite, even though I'm terrible at shooters and I do not like playing battle royales, but like I think that's wonderful, and I think MMOs should do the same. But it's not just Fortnite. You look at other games out there like Warzone, or just even shooters in general. And again, I get it, different dynamic, different needs. There's no persistent world, and that of itself might require different technology. Especially when it comes to the type of servers that you have. I get it, but when you have games out there like the Elder Scrolls Online or Black Desert Online, and what else is there? I know there's like a bunch of MMOs that, or Eve Online. I think Dual Universe even. So yeah, there's a number of MMOs out there, like full-fledged MMOs with a persistent world, that's doing away with this whole different server stuff. I mean, if they can do it, like why can't these future games like the New World do it as well? Now, I get that there is realm versus realm, server versus server stuff. I get that. That's really cool too, but at the end of the day, I think the benefits of having just one server outweighs the whole realm versus realm PvP, because at the end of the day, you could still create your own guilds, you can still create your own alliances and have PvP, full-fledged PvP that way. There's definitely different ways of implementing that kind of PvP without having different servers and whatnot. And yeah, I think that having one server also might be really expensive too, more so than having multiple servers, but I don't know. I'm not a programmer. I never worked for a video game company, but that's my assumption just based on what I know so far about the progress that MMOs have made over the years. And so, but anyways, yeah, I think the MMO as a whole, like I said before, needs a whole lot of catching up to do in terms of the other genres out there. And then I would even take it a little bit further than that, because again, some of the games that I listed earlier, they don't have servers, or if they do, they allow you to switch between them and you're still able to play with your friends. But sometimes you're limited to your region. And so even though, say for example, Black Desert Online, they have multiple servers that you could hop on with your friends and not be confined to one particular server, it's still restricted to North American only, or European, or Korean, or Oceanic, I believe. So there's still separate servers even within the given region. And I get that, because, you know, different regions will have different publishers, and different publishers will have different payment methods and whatnot. So when it comes to that, yeah, fine. Like if I were to compromise, I guess, in my argument, like if you had to separate it that way, fine. But it still would be great to be able to even mesh those servers together, because I've met a lot of wonderful people who I wanted to play, again, Black Desert Online, for example, but I couldn't play with them because they were playing in a European server. And they're like, oh, I'm installing Black Desert Online. Oh, that's cool. Oh, wait, you're in the European server. Dang it. You know? And so, yeah, I guess it just depends on how far you want to take it, or how far companies are able to do single servers and whatnot. So, but at the end of the day, I feel like if other genres like Fortnite is able to pull it off, I'm hoping MMOs could do the same. So again, I think it's what's up?
It's okay. I'm gonna say you bring a very good point. Okay, I hadn't thought about this. Okay, I mean, it's one thing we're arguing about East Coast versus West Coast for people in North America to play together.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. We are basically like in God More Activated. We are, you know, worldwide. People all over the place.
Right.
And if you want us to be playing with other people, you know, people in Europe do want to play with Americans. You know, that they, by locking down, saying only this server. I mean, yes, you can come to North American server. They're not saying you can't. They're just saying the ping is terrible. Okay, it's like, well, can't you make that so like the cloud is worldwide? I mean, like, I guess maybe it'd be fair if we all had the same level ping. I'm not sure. It's like, be able to play with other people you've met across the world. All of a sudden, boop, that's it. You know.
Yep, indeed. Boop. That's how it goes. Anyways, that's it. That's all I wanted to say.
No, that's well said. That very, very good points. You know. So Jazio, what are your thoughts about our servers obsolete?
No, I don't think they're obsolete by themselves. I think that the issue, well, there's several issues at hand here. For one, there is, at least for the foreseeable future, going to be locked servers in between, like you were saying, North America, Asian servers, Oceanic servers, that kind of thing, mostly because of the legal hurdles that they have to jump through for each of those different territories. That's another reason why, well, I was going to start naming MMOs, but I'm going to end up going through a rather large list of them that have to do it. China, Russia, those kind of places demand that if the game is going to be in their territory, then they have to abide by their rules, and their rules. Normally, we like to have a more as closed system as we possibly can, and we can't really go any further without going really political. So that I don't see changing in the foreseeable future. Now, as far as, okay, well, let's say that you're wanting to play in a North American server, which Canada and probably Central and South America even maybe. Although South America is, yeah, that's sticky too legally. I really would like to see them do away with that, because it's just a pain. And there's no reason for it anymore. If you have the proper infrastructure, you can absolutely make it work for both East and West Coast, as well as Central and Mountain Time. It's not that difficult anymore. And Amazon they're the ones to do it. Of all the people that have the ability to even do things such as cloud gaming, they would be the ones to be able to do it. They have the money to do it. They already have the infrastructure there to do it. And I was kind of put back a little bit whenever we got into this beta and I saw, all these servers pop up on East and West Coast, and a second time put back by it that there was nothing in between. There was no Mountain Time, there was no Central Time, there was nothing else being offered. East, West Coast, that's it. Now, some people have said, "Oh, well, just slow your horses down, man. It's going to be okay." They just didn't want to release everything. They just wanted to put the minimum servers up for this beta test. When it goes live, don't worry, there'll be other servers put up. But again, I would really like to see them do away with that, because all it's doing is separating people. And the whole point of an MMO is to be an MMO and to be able to bring all your friends together, no matter if they live in New York or California, Texas or Montana. You want to be able to play with all your friends, and they can do it, and they can do it without the ping issues that we were seeing, that I displayed on my own stream. I had to do it 3 times on my live streams to show people, because people continued coming in going, "No, you're wrong. You're wrong. It's not that bad." And I'm like, look at my screen. Okay, now I'm going to switch to East Coast. Now look at my screen again. They go, "Oh, I didn't really notice." Yeah, that's bad. You can't PvP when it's 200, when the ping is 200. And now it wasn't like that all the time. Sometimes it got down to 110 on the East Coast for me here in California. I didn't get much better than that. And they can do better than that. I know they can. I know that they have the technology to do it. And it is the right way to go. All Americans, Canadians, Mexicans, all Central and South Americans, even, I would say, should be able to play together. But if they want to make it to where a North American can play on a European or Oceanic server, that's probably fine. I don't know the laws though. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I know some things that I've been told in the past about those, why there is such a thing, and it's always had to do with law, lawyer speak stuff that I was like, oh, okay, man, that's not my forte. But um, I think you should be able to do that, to swap around without paying $60 or whatever, Blizzard, or purchase another copy of the game. Oh, you need to own the European version or the Australian version or the American version, the South American version. And if you want to play on all of those, you have to buy. It's just ridiculous. You should only have to buy the game once, and you should be able to transfer your character around if you need to, and you should be able to play with people in your continent without being bogged down with, oh, where are we going to go, east or west? It's just I'm so I've been fighting over that east versus west coast servers thing since 1998, and man, it's 2021, and I know that we can do better, and I've seen and played MMOs that do it way better, and it's time to make the change. I mean, we, like I said, we got cloud gaming now, and that just makes it perfect for everyone, even whether you're doing PvE or PvP.
Yeah, I
So
mean, cloud. I mean,
yeah,
Google has Stadia cloud gaming. I
sorry.
mean, there's lots of these cloud gaming stuff. Xbox
Yeah,
puts all their stuff on the cloud. That's why you can play Xbox as well as on your PC. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And like I said, when I was streaming, I was like, I know that the population certainly in the United States is out east. Okay, that more people live east of the Mississippi River than they do west. I mean,
true.
I see a lot of Pacific people, obviously, because I'm a Pacific person. Mountain is a lot more scarce because it is a lot more scarce at all. I mean, there's only a couple people I know. I think Aki, probably one of the only old ones who's a mountain streamer that I've seen. But the thing is, it's like having been streaming playing games for many years, I would always be hanging out with people who are East Coasters. And at 9 o'clock my time, good night, Ken. We'll see you later. Because we did go into bed because it's now midnight on the East Coast, and I was left alone. Okay, and I'm like, now what do I do? So I would get on early to hang out and raid with them, and then I would, be after what I do after this, make new friends. I mean, it's like that's why it's like I understand time zone differences. I get it. No problem with that. If the Elder Scrolls Online is a good game to play with, and it's like it's a single server, but the guild we're in, a Morning Song, runs everything also on East Coast time. I get it again. Majority of people over there, okay. That's why it's like I understand the time zone thing. We live with that. But the whole idea of separating our servers like that because of the ping is just like, well, man, you're just even driving more of a wedge between all of us. And it's already there as it is, but now it's even gonna get worse. I mean, maybe not. When they do release New World, if Hideout chooses to go to East, I will try out East first. Okay, because I want to join the community. And if things get bad ping wise, okay, then I can't do anything. Or if we find a good guild on the West Coast server, then I will join the West Coast because I'm about community, I'm about hanging out with people. So if you're watching us on YouTube, let us know your thoughts and opinions on this. Are servers obsolete, or do you think that still be here for good, or I don't know, you just wish they would put more money into having it? All right. So speaking of which, our Escort Quest hopefully will guide you to a good adventure. You don't fall off the cliff, okay? Um, it has to do with kind of like the whole thing of being with other people, okay? Some aspects is MMORPGs have evolved over the years, where basically you started off gaming and you had to join a group. Okay, you only quested in a group. I remember playing Dark Age of Camelot when someone made the radical announcement that some guy had leveled up to 50 soloing. We're like, holy crap, that's taking a long time because it was like, how could you do that? How could you solo? Remember, soloing, not in a group, soloing. In Dark Age of Camelot, you lost XP when you died. Not to the next level, okay, but down to the level. And so joining a guild became really a cool thing too, because you got, again, a great way to get groups. You get to get grouped together. Okay, there you go, right? Even World of Warcraft kind of makes a group aspect of things. Over the years, though, MMORPGs have gotten very much into be able to solo. You can solo games. You can solo everything. Never played. When I first started playing, my brother, he was like, "Yeah, I was playing World of Warcraft. I was soloing, but he was done with it." Well, did you ever group with anybody? He goes, "No." Well, let's group up. I'm playing it too, So there's some joy there. So I was going to put out the idea of like, what is the best way, or what do you prefer doing when it comes to leveling, or playing the game? Is it soloing? Is it grouping? Is it guilding? Like playing with guilds, or another alternative. For me, I like all aspects of it. I enjoy the idea of being able to solo, having a chance to play by myself when I had to, just to do something on the side, watching a TV show, let's say. I like to be grouped. I can trust them. I know who they are. People, friends, and family who I can play with. It's enjoyable. Do it say with guild questing. Same thing. You know them, you're hanging out with them, you find. The downside is, especially if you're a streamer or just period, if you're playing a game and you're in a group and the cutscene goes off and you're listening to it, and your group or guilds are talking, chattering away while you're trying to listen to the freaking cutscene. You're like, if only I was soloing right now. But then again, when you're soloing and you're trying to kill a mob and you get killed several times because it's so hard, you're like, oh, I wish I had a group. Okay, so it's a mixed bag. You gotta live with it all. But so I just want to know, Jazio, what is your preferred, or do you have a preferred way of playing MMORPGs?
What I like is that I have the options. And I actually seek that now in games that I play, MMOs wise, that I enjoy having that option of, okay, you know what? My kids are at school and I've got nothing to do for the next 2 hours. Darn it. But all my friends are at work. So, hey, you know what? I'll hop on the game and I can just go, collect materials for my professions, or I can go do these quests, single player uh, achievable quests, or get achievements, or whatever. Be able to have options for that situation. And then when the evening comes, and I'm like, okay, the kids are already in bed or whatever, and I can get on now, and I see that my friends are on. That I have that option as well. That, hey, I can call you guys up, and we can all go, do some instances, dungeons or raids or world bosses, or quest content that's just a little bit outside of above my level at that moment, or whatever. And enjoy each other's company as well. I just like having the options there, that whatever my situation is, whether I can be with people or only a couple, or I have a big group of people to pull from, that there's something that can be done with whatever that situation is. And it also shows that the MMO devs, that they put a lot of thought into that, hey, not everyone's going to be able to, gather 20, 30, 40 people together to go kill this big real boss or whatever all the time. And so the people that maybe don't have a whole lot of friends, or they maybe don't have a lot of time, maybe they have only got 30 minutes and they want to hop on and be able to accomplish something, that the devs give everybody something that they can do with their time, and with whatever their makeup is for that time. As far as, like I said, having, it's just solo, group content, or even raid size content, real boss content, depending on what game you're playing. Some of them only take 10 people, some take 50, so depends. But that's one of the things that I've always shouted praises for with Elder Scrolls Online, and not always with Final Fantasy 14, because I just got into it a couple months ago. But I think that they do a pretty good. Both those games do a pretty good job of giving you content, whether you're by yourself or you've got a group of friends.
Like that, you're right, and that is one of the nice things about the fact that you have options. I know some companies have been criticized for being too soloing. Star Wars: The Old Republic at one point had a very much soloing thing. They tried to fix their problem with in-game. They went total solo. People complain about that. What happened to actually be an MMORPG? Okay, and some games have gone, like they've gone old school again, like we mentioned before. Several old school games like, nope, we're gonna force you back into total grouping up because there's no soloiness, because you're gonna have to. You know, and it's like, okay, well, because you could still play solo if it's exposed to you, but you might not like it much. Solomon, what are your thoughts about MMORPGs and solo, grouping, guilding, whatever, you know?
I think I agree with Sir Jaziel when he first said just having the option. Now, again, at the end of the day, well, I don't know, maybe I should. Well, okay, so here's my thought. So at the end of the day, what I was gonna say, you're playing an MMORPG, right? You're playing a game where by design it's supposed to be a social game. But at the same time, people are lazy, including myself. I'd argue I'm the laziest person here. And you're going to get gear and get content by the path of least resistance. And so I think if you're going to give people options, you're going to have to at least give the rewards for different playstyles, different rewards as well. Like if you were to solo an entire game and you enjoyed that, that's fine. But I don't think you should get the same rewards as somebody who does a prog group, for example, and decides to invest 5 hours a day practicing how to do a hard mode dungeon or something like that. I think your reward for doing something like that should certainly be something that you could actually be proud of. And if you're able to get the same reward by soloing something, then what's the point of putting all that time and effort of getting a reward if you could just get it the easy way, right? So I think there definitely basically I don't think everyone should get a participation trophy. And if you do, let the participation trophies be vastly different from one another depending on how much effort is required when playing the game. So there's that. But again, like there are days where I want to play an MMO, but I don't want to group up with people. I just want to kind of do my own thing. And there are days where it's like, let's take a pug group and let's see where this may end up. It could be a completely glorious group, or it could be a completely just trash heap car wreck. And usually it's the later. but that's sort of the fun. Sort of the fun is actually experiencing the frustrations, because when you have the high highs, you have the high lows, or low lows rather. And having those two contrasting experiences, as frustrating as they can be, actually contribute to the experience of playing an MMO, I would argue, to a certain extent. If it's just too frustrating at some point, you're just going to rage and never play the game again. I completely get that. But if the game is good on its own merits, excluding from your experiences of how other people play, you're going to want to come back to it. And that's certainly been my case, especially, again, Black Desert Online, one of the grindiest games out there in the market, right? And so the game will speak for itself, because sometimes you could only do so much, because, again, trolls are going to troll, players are going to player, to put it weirdly. And luckily, again, the market is pretty broad enough to the point where if you are primarily a solo player, then there's MMOs that's going to cater to your needs. If you're primarily a PvP player, again, there's MMOs out there that's going to cater to your needs. Same thing if you are a group end game dungeon type of person, again, plenty of MMOs out there in the market that's going to cater to your needs. Sorry for sounding like a broken record player, but it's true. There is no one or two MMOs to play. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of MMOs out there, and I think that's a good thing at the end of the day. There's choices within choices out there in the market, and I so basically ditto.
Basically ditto. Okay.
Yeah.
What interesting is that I also, as a streamer, I call it stream leveling, and actually my son called it stream leveling. And it takes a little longer to level when you're streaming, because you're also talking to chat.
Yep.
You're not concentrating on the mission. When I was playing Champions Online with my friend Not Fred, I'd be chatting with him and I'd be trying to heal him. And I don't try to always heal him when I'm chatting. And I'm like, also I lose him because he's moving on to the next thing, and I'm trying to follow him. Like, where'd you go? It's like it's frustrating on his side. I'm sure he understood that we had streamers, watching us, but it still is like stream leveling can be another way of playing a game too. That's why at times I might be able, if I stream something like a guild run something, I might just believe guys are going to record this and you guys will watch me, but I'm not going to interact with chat. But considering I need to make sure my team is not going to die.
You could do both, Dad.
What?
You could do both. You could multitask. You're an engineer.
Multitask, right? There you go.
That has nothing to
So-
do with multitasking. I'm sorry.
If you have any comments about this, what you guys are best preferred way of playing the game, let us know. We'd love to hear from that because we want to get your thoughts on here too. So just put it in the comments. So there you go. All right. So I love that you mentioned that. I hadn't thought about it before, right? That Gamescon is coming up. We hadn't put it on our list of world events. So maybe we should do that.
We
Now, I looked at the
could.
dates. It's over in Europe, so it's gonna be European time zone type things, right? So I'm not sure the actual times are, but it does put on top of here. It says Gamescom is August 25th through the 27th. Those are all weekdays.
Well,
So
it's an MMO, right? So I don't unlike a stream where you have
Oh.
to show up at a particular time. It's a game,
Oh,
right? So you show up whenever you want.
Yeah. Okay.
Now
Yeah.
they might have devs that actually might be there to answer your questions at a particular time, but I mean, if you can't make it, I suppose you can't make it, And again, these are indie games, though. I as far as I can tell, there's no AAA games that are actually part of this MMO experience. But even still, I think it's still worth checking out. You never know; you might find a gem somewhere there. So
Yeah. You're right. It says it takes place digitally from Wednesday to Friday, but But European is not. Where's the actual times? Oh well. Anyways, yeah. So we'll check it out. World event now. The August 31st is New World, and we will be launching that. We will be streaming it. We don't know the actual time yet. The beta opened up at 9:30 a.m. on a Tuesday, so it might be a similar time frame where it opened up August 30th, first Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. So we'll be here. We'll be pre-shipping that, getting ready for the actual launch and getting into it together. This time we expect time. Well, I don't know. We'll have Solomon join us. I don't know everybody else.
I'll be there.
I am taking vacation those 2 days, so I will be doing that. And then, of course, we also have middle of September, assuming we actually do not decide to cancel everything with regards to Blizzard. Diablo 2 Resurrected is coming out on September 23rd. So we were planning on doing that. So assuming that we'll see about that. And then, of course, we also have coming up Final Fantasy 14. The Endwalkers comes out November 23rd. We plan on doing that one. And then, of course, as a list last week, thanks to Solomon, assuming the date holds, Lost Ark on December 31st. Okay, so yeah, join us. We want to help. We want to join you guys on these adventures. We want to group up with you. Have you guys in Discord. Have you guys in the game too, ready to group with us, run through the stuff too. This is not about us just streaming, it's about us playing together. We with you. You are part of the community we want to be part of. So we want you to join us on this. Now, I understand some of these are weekday stuff, and that's kind of hard to do when people have to work. And so we get that. But if you want to join us, we'll do that. We'll give you more information as it comes down the pipeline. All right. I do want to go back to some comments made to capture those things. I know earlier Yoshi was talking about the fact of, to make character servers ambiguous. Big brain. You're right with that. Making a cross-character server does affect the land fighting and game economy. It'll be tough to imagine. Possibly. Elder Scrolls seems to do it pretty good, okay. Home server picking, perhaps, yeah. Now, I don't know why Gutfuzz is feeling unimportance here, okay. That I don't love him anymore. I said, well, aren't I your friend? He never answered that, so apparently I'm not his friend. Let's see, we have, he says he's lazier than you are. He'll have a lazy off with you, I guess.
Lazy off.
No. He said he's so lazy that he's not going to defend himself.
I'm sorry, I misread that. You're right, he's so lazy. He's not even going to debate Solomon that he's the laziest. Okay, yeah. Better said. I'm glad you read that correctly. I was talking with JQ. I was talking to JQ. Talking to my friend at work. No, it was you, Jazil, streaming today. I made a comment and you misread it. You didn't read the word exactly. Okay. I said fiery commentary and you read fiery comments. Go, what comment did I make? And once you finally realize it was commentary, you realize you got it. Okay, it's like. So here I am not reading the same thing. I'm doing the Jazil, okay? Wow. All right. Godfather did say that apparently, except for console players, never care for pugging with console players, and Solomon needs to play Final Fantasy 14.
I'm not
And,
interested. I legitimately tried. I can't. I
get
I
that
have
now?
no interest.
Play
I'm
New
sorry.
World.
No, I'll
Amadeo
play
said
New
he
World.
likes playing solo and group stuff. Guffa says, yeah, Shazil, you all are all friends. He knows he aimed it at you, not me, okay? In fact, family, but he's, he didn't include me in that.
Family.
So,
Family.
okay.
Gotta say it like that.
We're
Family.
still
Family.
memeing about that, huh?
Family. Is that like, was it a Vin Diesel saying it? Family.
Yeah.
Should clip that. Maybe you should turn that into a, all right. Our quests are
idea.
done, the dungeons are cleared, and the loot has been distributed equally and fairly and based upon your participation points, Gabe. And accompanying orders are completed. So it's time to go AFK. Solomon, where can we find you at?
In your basement without any food and water. Just kidding.
Okay.
No, find me at Coffee and
Yeah.
RPGs on YouTube. Again, I only stream once a week on Twitch, and that's this. Just to kind of keep things just to kind of keep my what's the saying? Toe in the water, feet in the water, or something.
In
You know
the
what I mean?
water.
Yeah, just to kind of
Keep your
like.
toe to test it, but you put your feet. in the
Oh wait,
water.
that's testing. Well, you know what I mean. I just kind of want to
Feet
keep
in
it
the water.
active
Yeah.
for what it's worth, just so I have something to do, even if it's just an hour a week. But anyways, yeah, primarily just Coffee and RPGs on YouTube. I'm almost at 100,000. Wow. Oh, what a brain fart. I wish I was at almost 100,000, but almost at 1,000 subscribers, trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of this year. I think it's doable, and hopefully I'll get partnered with YouTube once I hit that
people.
milestone.
Go to YouTube at the links and go subscribe to him, okay? Make it happen now.
Thanks, Dad.
Apparently, yeah, Jazio was like family. The me will never go away, Guppa says. Just like family never goes away. Ha, ha, ha. And Retro was like, Sir Venzil. There you go, yeah.
That'll work.
No running water either. What? Oh. Retro says, oh,
Yeah.
this is what I hear down there. You are keeping your hand in the fire. Oh, that's right. Nothing wrong with console players, Amadeo says. Do it. Wait, what I hear down here? Okay. Shazil, where can I find you at?
Twitch, Twitter, Discord, search Azil, one word. That's it. Yep.
Yep.
Twitter and Discord. TT and D. So I was hoping to be alliteration there, but okay. Yeah, but don't he streams, okay, and he can get pretty fiery. Ask him a question and he will go off on you, okay? Well, he'll go off with you, not off on.
Nah,
Depends.
both at the same time.
Depends. When I was like, read every word, and he's getting mad at me for not. I said, I read. Never mind. Okay, yeah. I'm Kenneth, and you can find me here on this Twitch channel, okay, and or on YouTube, Kenneth64, or on Twitter at Kenneth Live. I do not have all the same. I suppose I could probably check someday to make them all the same, but I'm not, okay. Change the command. No, it's not. It's not cows. It's coffee.
He changes the cows.
You did?
You son of a.
Who? You
Guess. Guess.
You changed the cows, or you did?
No, I did it.
Oh. Well, Solomon said he was down in the basement, so I was inferring that he was in my basement, which I don't have. Oh, okay. That's why I can hear him. Okay.
That you know of, Francisco.
Yeah.
That you know of.
It's that false floor that you don't know about that has it's like down below. So that when you hear that screaming at night, you know it's Solomon.
Yeah, that's why all the sandwiches has been missing. I mean,
Yeah.
what?
Okay. Anyways, thank you for being here with us. We always enjoy you guys being here and watching us. We want to make sure we're doing this for you. We have fun doing it. We want you to hope you have fun also with it. We'll cut these pieces up and put them on YouTube. I know Solomon does it on his channel. I cut pieces up on my channel. I did not put up last week's yet, but I was editing it. I have too much fun watching them over again and realizing that I don't listen to these guys sometimes.
Yeah,
I
you
tried
do,
harder
Dad.
today to listen.
You do, Dad. You're too hard on yourself.
Try harder to listen today. You must listen to your friends and family, so.
Family.
Family.
Right, it's time to go fishing, even though you can't AFK fishing in New World. Apparently you can do it in BDO, and apparently, like I said last, we found out that you can auto milk or milk in BDO.
Can't auto milk. Oh, dude, they should put auto milk. Oh, I'm gonna
Auto milk.
submit that. Hey, Pearl Abyss, auto milking. When?
Goodness.
And last week I didn't realize that I was listening, but clearly not hearing everything that Jazio talking about a reference to cake with no icing, which is why everyone started going off of cake and donuts last week. So like, what did that come from? You know?
Yeah, I hope Missionary gave her those. That was just a friendly jest. I don't care.
So
I don't.
Retro says it was you. What did you say? Sorry, I wasn't listening. Oh well. Okay. Not listening, you know.
Sorry,
You know, I think Retro has a podcast, but you can always put on mute and not miss anything. Ooh, just kidding. Just kidding.
Hey, Dad, you savage.
Oh, man.
Where did
I'll
this?
get the first aid kit and the burn cream.
Where did this come from? Dang, I think you've been spending too much time with me, Dad. I think my
Get it? He's not listening to us, so I won't listen.
no, maybe you've been spending too much time with Gotfuzz. Maybe that's where you got it from.
I don't think it was on mute. It was your hearing aid died. That's right. I leave you with these epic words. because I
Shots
saw this in a
fired.
meme the other day, okay? I saw a meme. I posted, I think, on GMA, okay? Bananas on pizza.
No.
Right.
No.
Out of here. We're in the after show now. So, yeah, shots fired. There you go.
No, you have to say cut. You have to do it that. Cut.
Got
Okay,
nauseous.
okay. I'll leave you with these words.
Bravo! Yes! Greatest words!
These words. Bananas on pizza. Cut.